31 days use it up challenge is the plan and idea that this video started with. Focusing on fridge, freezer, pantry of all the things that have been sitting around for a while. I haven't actually stockpiled stuff, but I just know that I could go to any shelf and grab anything and we need to use it up. So cast your mind back to the 11th of May. It's a Sunday and it is the last shop that I have just completed for the previous 4-week flyby spend. And I was focusing a little bit on stockpiling, but just focusing on grabbing the little bits to help with the meals over the past 4 weeks before that, because we were still stumbling our way through life after March. So we were kind of like, May's here now, we're into more of a routine, settled, let's have a challenge and a plan, keep us focused. So I started with 30 days of use it up challenge. I got home on the Sunday, I unpacked everything, put it all away. So I have filmed mostly the meals that we've had, and I'll talk to you a little bit about how I came to using it, or if there's anything that I want to share with you, as well as of course the hiccups that happened along the way, and then the change to the whole plan. Let's start off with Murphy's Law, because if it will happen, especially in our house, it's going to happen. So I decided, because I've just got home from the Coles shop, that we're going to do a use it up challenge, and we might as well sort of start tonight. We've got potatoes here. I've got ham and pineapple in the fridge that I want to use up, and the plan was to also do a film through of the fridge and the freezer and what it looks like and have a beautiful after shot, and it just didn't happen. So in the effort of getting the potatoes ready, I run out of alfoil. And as I said, I have just completed the Coles 4-week spend, and I'm not sure if the Woolworths shop is not coming up for another 3 weeks. So I have got nothing to hold on to for a lifeline in the meantime. I actually don't use a lot of alfoil in the house, which is probably a good thing, but still, what can I say? Yep. So day one, Monday, we are officially here, ready to go. My son's had chicken nuggets and chips, and they're crinkle cut chips, so clearly they were a use it up out of the freezer. My daughter's had a pasty. Hubby and I are having these chicken Kievs, because I did buy these from yesterday's food haul, so I thought we might as well use them up, easy in, easy out. Otherwise, they're just going to get thrown in the freezer and they're going to sit there. Next night, I am doing these beef noodles with teriyaki sauce for my daughter. She's not really participating in the Use It Up challenge because she needs different food from us, which is fine, but I just thought I'd share with what we had here. I am doing a beef bulgogi. I found this meat in the freezer, so I've just pulled it out to defrost it, and we've had this packet sitting around for a while. I actually got it from Aldi. I would love to find some more. I just had it with rice. I was super lazy. I think I was running out the door for Zumba this evening, so it all came together really quickly. We got a food hamper delivered to us this week, which was good. I gave half of it to another neighbour because we don't eat a lot of stuff that's in here, but it was still a blessing to be able to add and help stretch out the week. My son's had here triangles, daughter's got plant-based schnitzel, and we've got panko chicken that I would have found in the freezer. I was going to film showing pulling stuff out, but sometimes if I'm in a rush, it just doesn't happen. The next day, my mum went to NQR, and I was very reserved and I didn't purchase anything, which surprised me because lots of stuff were on bargains. And then I took her food shopping at Coles, and again, a lot of stuff on clearance. Nothing really that I would have said, oh, that's an amazing saving, but still, I could have been tempted if I needed to finish a spend, or I was looking at getting something to do a food spend challenge or something. And then I forgot on the way home that I had to stop at Aldi. Day 4 of no shopping, and I've just had to do the little Aldi shop to do the TikTok promo. I forgot all about it, and my voucher got here a week late. So there we go. But I'm just leaving Mum's house, and she's given me a half a bag of Kit Kat hot dog things, half a bag of grated cheese, And these nut slice things, I did pick them up at NQR more for myself because I don't really have any snacky things except unlike a muesli bar, and I do need something in my bag. But my mum paid for these. I said, I'll pay for them. She goes, oh no, don't be silly. So, yeah. So yes, I completely forgot about the 2 TikTok outie promos that I had promised. So the first night we did spaghetti bolognese with meatballs there and garlic bread, and I did a self-saucing chocolate puddings, picked that up as well. And then the next night hubby and I did chicken puff pastry bites with the potatoes that I have myself that I used. So still sort of part of use it up, because yeah, but maybe not. So I think out of the 30 days I only did about 18, which isn't too bad, but I will explain coming up later. So here is what everything looks like. The next night we do burgers. We do burgers pretty much every Saturday night. We get the bread from the bread run, and we have patties that are in the fridge. And the following night I have made a quiche for my daughter because I've been promising her for a while, and sometimes it can take a little bit of effort. We had the zucchini there from the fruit box hamper, so I wanted to use it up. The next day I had to take my mum shopping, and oh my gosh, she was wanting to go to Harris Scarfs and Kmart, Chemist Warehouse and Chips and all these places. She kept trying to buy me things, and I was saying, no, we're doing use it up challenge. So I avoided all the food purchasing. Yes, and then I also went home and cleaned out the fridge because, as I said, I was planning on just filming this is where we're at and this is how we're going to use things up, and then I never really came back to this plan. So yes, we're going to grab our pasty that are here for dinner and sausages, bits and pieces. That's the other thing too with a bit of a use it up. It doesn't look like I've made much of a difference in some area because there's things like this reaching inside of boxes or things tucked inside drawers. So I'm going to have a couple of these sausages because I love sausages. I could eat them every single night. I've got a little chicken Kiev thing there that was in the freezer for hubby. My daughter's got a pasty that's there, and I can't remember. Oh, I've got some triangles there for my son's dinner as well. Of course, we have a lot of apples to go through. I clearly had been shopping and stockpiling a little bit beforehand to try and do a bit of a what we spend in a week or what we eat in a week, and I just never got around to doing it. So now it's time to get rid of one set of apples, and I've made an apple crumble, and then in the following week you will no doubt see me do some stewed apples because they are a family favorite to have in the fridge. Oh, here is a freezer shot. I'm showing, this is how full all my drawers are. I'm pulling out a beef curry type thing that my stepdad had made, and it was in the freezer, so mum gave it to me because she was cleaning out her freezer. And we have some very sad potatoes, so I turned them into mashed potato to go underneath, and my son just had his standard chicken nuggets and chips, and my daughter's had that quiche with the chips on the side. So I've just come home to find that the last iced coffee has run out. So I'm going to go to Aldi because they sell this iced coffee, not the strong, but I've got a gift voucher to use, and I'll get a normal white loaf of bread as well. Bread, got some more muesli bar, nut bar, so I'm desperate to find the perfect nut bar, and iced coffee, total of $13.07, but paid for it with the gift card that we had. here is about the only walkthrough you're going to get in our freezers to what it looks like. They are chock-a-block full, but I was also showing you that I had gone searching through there to find some diced chicken breast, because tonight was the night I had to bolt to my mum's house because the dog had a emergency vet visit. So I left this for hubby to cook. When I got home, I just added veggies to mine to help bulk it up. Thursday is here, and I always go and have a look at the markdowns. I just can't help myself, but I did restrain myself, but I didn't buy anything because I'm trying not to let things come into the house. And the same food shopping at Coles, again, looked at all the markdowns but decided nothing was worth it. And then home to dig back through the freezers, we got these chicken enchiladas, which is a no from me. I do not want them again. There was like beans or something in them. And then children's dinner, chicken nuggets and homemade chips. And there's chips here. I assume that my daughter had either plant-based schnitzel that's still cooking or some quiche or something on the side. I found these jellies in the cupboard, so I grabbed them out and I made them up, and they went super fast. Jelly is very popular in our house, which is good. I dug out these 2 lamb cutlet packs. There was like 2 in each packet, and even that, still there's no dent. And I found some mini chicken Kiev bowls for my son and plant-based chicken schnitzel for my daughter. I put 2 lamb shanks on each plate because there didn't seem to be much meat on them with the bone. This is what my freezer looks like, which is a disaster, which I have been meaning to clean out, but that's also kind of why I figured I'd just do the use it up challenge, and then I can just be grabbing out random bits and pieces, and I'm not just taking it all to count it, just to basically say this is how we use it up. And I was just hoping there'd be some progress that we would see, but sadly no. So I'm grabbing out all the patties that we need for burgers. So the processed chicken, 1 patty from Coles that my son really likes. He doesn't like the fresh chicken. Meat patties for hubby, and panko chicken for myself. And there's also the plant-based burger patty for my daughter for our burgers on Saturday night. Sunday is here, and as I was trying to organize some of the freezer, because I thought, yeah, it'll be good content, part of one of the shelves fell out and a whole lot of stuff came out with it. So I took the time just to organize that little section. Got a couple of chicken carcasses there that were on the side, so I've decided to make some homemade chicken stock. I've also got a bag of veggie peeling somewhere, so I managed to stick all that back in there pretty well. Pull it out to shove it back in again, and then into the main freezer so I could pull out this leg of lamb. I think it is it lamb? And I totally underestimated how long I had to cook this for because it was frozen, so you'll see that coming up. So I've done some baking today on the side, as you see, with some of the butter that was in the freezer as well. It's always why I get cream marked down so I can turn it into butter. And I made a beautiful chicken stock, which sadly did not survive the next day that we had a power failure, so I had to chuck it out because it wasn't fast enough to be able to use it, but I had a whole lot of other stuff on the go as well. In an attempt to still maybe clean it out and give you a good idea of what's going on, this is what my freezer currently looks like, an empty Lamington packet. Thank you very much, son. Probably 3 nuggets in a whole packet. That's great. Random other bits and pieces that gets shoved into here. We have 1 Chico roll that I need to keep on the top here because this is my son's shelf, and I try and keep that visually appealing for him so he sees it and he eats it. I have a whole frozen chicken here that I obviously planned on cooking, so I stuck it up in the fridge to defrost. Now, hindsight, I wish I hadn't done it because the next day we had a power failure, so although it was still frozen in the fridge, the day after that I had to cook it, but at least then we had chicken for lunches coming up. But the power failure was a pain in the butt, so yeah, just cleaned out some other little containers and things. This is our roast that I only half cooked. Oh my gosh. So the children's plates at the front, and then we have roast beef at the back for hubby and I with some gravy, and then still an undercooked roast. So the next night I turned that into a beef stew. I cooked it in the broth for another couple of hours, and then the meat just fell off the bone. It was perfect. I put in there some carrots and some potatoes. I think there's some sweet potato in there as well, and we had a beautiful candlelight dinner. That's good because I couldn't see what I was doing. And here is the chicken that's finally defrosted. That was really good that was actually something cold in the fridge. It helped. And I just marinated it with some soy sauce and some honey because I have no idea what I am doing. And on the stove top, because it's the only way I could cook, I did plant-based mincemeat for my daughter. The next day I was able to use the oven, so I cooked the chicken, and hubby and I had leftover stew, so that was handy. And then by now the lights had come on, thank goodness. Back into the freezer, and because we've had such power failure and I had this open packet of puff pastry, I thought it was time to pull it out and use it up. There's only a couple of pieces in there. Puff pastry does not do well with defrosting and refreezing again. It dries out pretty quickly, and I have all those stewed apples left over, so I'm going to make apple turnovers. And I found a whole lot of sausages as well, so I'm going to make sausage rolls too. Back into the kitchen freezer, and I found these little chicken Kievs that got thrown in there. As you can see, I purchased them on a markdown quite a while ago when I did a big markdown shop. So here they are, plant-based chicken nuggets, and our little chicken Kievs up the back. The next night I wasn't feeling the best, so dinner was a bit of a free-for-all. I had that sandwich on the side. Hubby had some leftover stew that we had there, and my daughter had some plant-based meat with some spaghetti, and my son also had some spaghetti as well. Tonight I cheated a little bit and I purchased these pizza bases from Baker's Delight because my son has been loving them, and I thought that will be a really easy dinner because I still wasn't feeling 100%. But I did grab these leg ham and these pineapple things out of the freezer, so still technically a bit of a use it up challenge, and it was a quick easy dinner. It's Friday the 30th of May, so I had to get to Woolworths to do our once a month 10% off. Everything I have here, however, is just going to go in a big pile for stockpile, which you will see coming up. The next night is Saturday night, and we're having burgers for dinner. Of course, everything's in the freezer. And then tonight we had a sort of roast attempt. I've got some pumpkin there, carrots, potatoes, plant-based chicken schnitzel, and these bits of diced beef that I found in the freezer, and unfortunately they are like charred grilled offerings. I found some fish in the freezer. My daughter's having a lasagna that I'm going to put together with some of her plant-based mincemeat because it's been there for a while, and she says if she has to eat that with spaghetti one more time she's gonna go insane, so I often turn the last bit into lasagna for her. And of course my son's gonna have chicken nuggets and chips. I like making my own chips, even though they're not as crunchy as probably oil fried. My daughter says she really enjoys them, so that makes me happy. Of course, hubby and I have had a stew because I found some more meat in the fridge and it's starting to get frostbite, so I need to make sure that I am using it up. And you can see that we're skipping a day here and there because by now the next flyby spend has started, and I'm trying to track what we eat in a week and how much it costs us. So stay tuned for that video because it's gonna be really good. This is the dinner. We had panko chicken with wedges. Everyone's already eaten. I was at a meeting late, so I reheated it when I got home. My daughter had pasta with just passata sauce, and of course my son's favorite, chicken nuggets and chips. So we got to Sunday the 20th of May, and then the Sunday was the 21st, and the Coles flyby 4-week spends started again, and I had a set challenge in mind that I really wanted to focus on. And I figured we were still sort of doing a use it up challenge because we've got meat in the fridge, because I wanted to focus on the shop and making sure that we were covering the everyday things and the snack things. But you'll see that coming up in a video that's coming up later. So I won't share with you what the meals were because that's the upcoming video. So we got up to the 14th of June. So that's nearly sort of 30 days with the interruption of the Coles flyby spend and life. Vet visits and shopping and other bits and pieces. I've done well to avoid the shops, even food shopping with mum, not really looking at anything, not being tempted, just focusing on use it up. Also the power failure. This is also why I wanted to use it up, because some stuff, you know, it's been there for a while, so if the power went, I think, okay, sure enough. But the price I've paid for some stuff, so cheap, you know, sure, it wouldn't cost me much to go, but it's not the point. I was excited when I found it to be able to use it. So, you know, anyway, that was the challenge, the use it up of the fridge, freezer and pantry. Fridge, freezer and pantry. English not working today. And as I said, I'm really sad that I didn't do like a before and after, but there's nothing really to show. So I'll probably save that for the next time, because I'm going to be doing another use it up challenge that will take me like probably another month, and then focusing on how long we can go without shopping again and how we can make do with what's happening. We will fly by the seat of the pants and we will figure out it somewhere along the way. So thank you so much for joining with me. I so appreciate you. Please give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below of you do a use it up or what your freezer looks like. If you're like, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. So appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.